Good afternoon, students.
Good
As discussed yesterday, did you all go through did you all go through did you all receive the course outline or the syllabus of the different subjects? Have you gone through it? Is there any doubt
Yes, ma'am.
related to whatever we have discussed? In case if you have any doubt, as I said, you can ask, you can raise your doubt so that I can clarify the same, and then we are going to proceed ahead with the chapter that we have started day before yesterday. Anything that you wanted to clear, in case if you have any doubt, in case if you could not understand anything, you have all the rights to ask. Don't hesitate in asking. All right? Yes, please. Did you start your revision? Very quickly in the chat box, I just want to come to know, have you started revising the things? At least, did you go through the syllabus? Did you start revising something or the other? All right. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. And if you are having no doubts, again, I'll appreciate. That means you started revising, you started understanding, and then you have no doubts. Yes,
Excuse me.
Usman. Yes, Usman. What is your doubt?
It, wa- it was about a program learning outcome and course learning outcome. What is this totally?
What did you I couldn't understand.
No, ma'am. Just understood. Not much.
I am not able to understand what you are asking. In fact, I could not get you.
Ma'am, I'm asking about program learning outcome and course learning outcomes.
Course
PLU
is
and CLU.
PGDM. PGDM is course learning, the complete course. What are you going to learn as a student of management? That is called as course outline. Program is complete
Ma'am, your
PGDM, dear.
voice is breaking.
Probably the network at your place is not good, or even it could happen even here that there can be issue of network. What I'm trying to say is, dear, whenever we say program learning outcome means you are pursuing a program called PGDM, complete course, the complete program that you are going to pursue in the 2 year course of time is called as program learning outcome. But once when we say course learning outcome, every subject will have different understanding. Say, for example, if you talk about my subject, particularly I can talk about my subject. If I am dealing with a subject called business English and communication skill, I want my students to at least have the basic understanding about what communication skill is all about. They should know what is business English, how to improve their English language, that is command over speaking, listening, reading, and writing, and then how they can apply the same in their day-to-day life. So did I clear your doubt here? See, once when you are talking about program is PGDM. In the complete 2 year program, what are the skill sets that you people are going to improve along with the different courses that you are going to learn? That is called as program learning outcome. Course learning outcome is every program will have different courses. For example, when I talk about trimester 1 covers 6 different courses. So what all things you people are going to learn and discuss under each course will include a part of the program learning outcome. So did I clear your doubt? Did you understand what is program learning outcome and what is course learning outcome? Program is PGDM, dear, and courses are many. Say, for example, in trimester 1, you are doing a course on business English and communication skill. There's a course on managerial economics. There's a course on financial management and statement analysis. There's a course on organizational behavior. There's a course on marketing management 1, which talks about the basics of marketing management. So these are the courses. So did I clear your doubt, dear? Okay, Sanjeev, the moment once when we talk about the minutes of meeting, whenever you conduct a meeting, let me start from the agenda. Let me give you a summary of all the four so that it will be easy for you all to reiterate, to recall what was explained. Now, you are working in an organization. Imagine that you are associated with some organization and you are working in that organization. Now, when you work in an organization, of course, you will be called to attend a meeting. Now, how will you come to know that there is a meeting scheduled? People will share a notice to you. They will give a notice sharing the information that so and so meeting is organized on so and so date. Now, the meeting, if I say come and attend the meeting, what to prepare, what are you going to discuss, what are the topics that you are going to have under discussion, what is on the table, nobody will come to know, isn't it, dear? So you have to set the list of things that you are going to discuss during the meeting. When the meeting is called, what is the topic on which the decisions are to be made, the discussions are to be made, that is called as agenda. In order to make people remind that on so and so date a meeting is called, you send a memo, a reminder. The meeting is held. Say, for example, the meeting is scheduled on 6th November 2020. Out of 20 students of PGDM, only 18 are attending. That means 2 are absent. Now, these 2 who are absent, they don't know what you have discussed during the meeting, isn't it? Similarly, the one who have attended the meeting, they can remember the things today, tomorrow, day after. And if there are people who have sharp memory, they will remember it for a week or even for a fortnight or a month. But after a month, or probably after 2 months or 3 months, how will you remember what you have discussed in the meeting which had happened on 6th November 2020? You should have something in record, dear. That recording is called as minutes of meeting or meeting minutes. Whenever we say minute, whatever important discussion that had happened, everything will be recorded, everything will be transcribed. That is the reason, if you remember, we talked about 5 steps. Pre-planning, do you remember? Pre-planning, record the meeting, then transcript, then sharing the information with the members of the meeting, and finally recording or filing the information, filing the MOM in for the future records. So you should remember, whenever we say meeting, we are organizing meeting, and after the end of the meeting, there will be one person who will be given responsibility of transcripting whatever you have discussed, whatever decisions that were made, whatever you have agreed during the meeting, that will be collected. And that is the reason you will see there is a format which is also enclosed and attached. You can go through the format which talks about who had stated what, who were the people who have attended the meeting, at what time the meeting was called, what were the decisions that were taken, what are the things that are remaining undiscussed or still pending where the decisions are not yet taken, and finally who is going to circulate the complete MOM to the other members. So did I clear your doubt, Sanjeev? Could you understand better, Jeev, what is minutes of that is meeting minutes or minutes of meeting? Yes. Similarly,
Yes,
in case if
yes,
other
ma'am.
students are also having any doubt, I'll appreciate if you can raise. Very good, Sanjeev. And that's the spirit. Anywhere, if you have any doubt, don't hesitate in asking, because if you don't learn now, when are you going to learn? And you have paid so high to learn all these, isn't it? So don't hesitate. That is my, again, a request with all the students. Okay, so Roshni, whenever we talk about judicial approach, let me explain once again with the help of an example. But Usman, I'll be explaining you about the semantic barrier once when I explain judicious or judicial approach. Now, Roshni, imagine your uncle is working in a diagnostic center. All right, and you went to a diagnostic center where your uncle is working to get your urine or blood tested or anything. But say, for example, if we talk about the COVID test, for COVID test, you went to the same place where your uncle is working. Now, do you think he's going to change the report and give? Say, for example, Neeru went to a diagnostic center. Her uncle is working there. My uncle, will he change my report if he detects that I am COVID positive? Will he say, oh my God, she's like my daughter, and how can I give her this report which talks about her positive or against COVID? So, therefore, is he going to share? COVID-19 positive report, or will he say, no, no, she is my daughter, so I'm going to change the report and give it to her? Roshni, what is your opinion? Will he change the report, or is he going to give me the genuine report? If it is
Then
a
he will give
genuine
me the
report,
genuine report.
right? Why will he give me the genuine report? Because he knows if he is going to manipulate, if he is going to change, it can be dangerous. It is going to harm my life, isn't it, dear? What did he
Yes, ma'am.
do? Though the news that he's going to share is not a happy one, isn't it? If I come to know that I'm having this COVID, that is coronavirus, I may have to be in quarantine for 21 days, and that may upset my family, that may upset my routine. So, what is he going to do? Is he going to give me the genuine report? Of course, he's going to give me the genuine report. What kind of approach did he maintain? Judicial. He did not say that I'm his, I'm being her uncle, I can change the report, I can make her happy. No, he will not change the report. He'll give me exactly the same report. Similarly, even when we are presenting our reports, we should be very judicious. We should see whether we are giving a fair report or are we manipulating it. Manipulated reports will never help us. Say, for example, if I talk about census, in India, whenever we conduct the census, the population census, which happens in every decade, the people, they don't share genuine fact. If anyone asks about your family income, what is the annual income of your father, you will find, even if I talk about you may not be knowing, or whatever is shared is right or wrong. I'm not saying, of course, it will. I'm not saying that whatever your parents are sharing or disclosing is wrong. It could be right. It could be wrong, isn't it, dear? And because of that wrong data, what is happening? We, though we are not poor country, but still what we are exhibiting, what we are portraying in front of others, that we are a poor country. Could you understand, Roshni, now what do we like whenever we talk about judicious? That means whatever the information that we are sharing should be right, correct, genuine, authentic. Did I clear your doubt, Roshni?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you,
Beta.
ma'am.
God bless Betaji. Similarly, when we talk about semantic is those barriers wherein we are talking about the different. I don't know whether you have really checked the word meaning of semantic. Now, semantic will have different meanings in different context. Usman, you should remember the symbol that you are showing here in India may be a wrong symbol when you are using it somewhere else. There can be different words that we are using here in India may have a different meaning. I'm sorry to give you this as an example, but just for your information, don't take it as a personal or don't take it as a negative comment. Now, rubber. Here in India, the word rubber is used for eraser, isn't it, dear? But in case if you are in US, generally people use the word rubber for condom. Now you could see that there is a difference between their speaking, their understanding, and here in India, our speaking and our understanding. There is a huge difference, isn't it? This this is called as semantic barrier. There can be different semantic barriers once when you move from one place to the other place, from one location to the other location. Did I clear your doubt, Usman? Similarly, Ankit, when we talk about
Yes, ma'am. Thank
facts,
you.
God bless you, dear. Now, whenever we are talking about authoritative facts, many times, Ankit, I stated, whenever you say facts and figures, it should be genuine and with proof. If you say, I have spent 1 lakh rupees, you should have a proof. If you say someone that I am pursuing PGDM course and I have to spend so and so amount per semester as fees, people will not believe unless and until you are not going to show them the proof. That is called as authoritative facts and figures. Facts and figures without any evidence and proof cannot be considered as authoritative. So having those proof, having those evidences is called as authoritative facts and figures. Memo is a reminder, dear. Akanksha, please remember.
Thank you, ma'am.
If you okay, if you are sharing any kind of reminder to a person, say for example, there is a notice issued on 6th 11 2020 that from 14th November to so and so November, college will remain closed. If I am sharing this information today, it may happen that on 12th or 13th, the students who did not attend this particular class, they will not come to know that college will remain open on so and so date to so and so date, from so and so to so and so date. Similarly, you may even forget. So what we have to do, we have to remind someone. In order to remind people about the important event and activity, we issue a memo. It's a reminder message. It's a reminder message. You all have reminders set in your mobile phone, isn't it? If it is somebody's important birthday date or anniversary date, what do? You set reminders. In fact, what are you doing? You are setting a memo. Did I clear, Akanksha, your doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you,
Beta.
ma'am.
God bless, dear. Now let us move ahead with what we have discussed in the last classes. We were talking about the report writing, and under the report, we talked about the different types of report. Then we discussed about the various essentials that are required if you really want to write an effective report. Now here is the structure. I want everyone to make a record of this. After 6 months, you all are going to get enrolled as interns. When you are going to work as an intern for minimum 45 to 60 days, what you people are going to do is every day, whatever you are going to learn, you have to sum it up. You have to present it in the form of a report that is called as project report. And what are the important components that are to be included whenever we talk about a report? Here is the detail of each of them. The first is table of content. Though we mentioned in the initial stages the table of content, but remember, table of content is always written at the end. Table of content is always drafted at the end because it will include page numbers. So though we include table of content initially, but we are going to prepare it at the end. Executive summary. Similarly, we are going to discuss at length what do we understand by executive summary and what is the importance of having a good executive summary. So, first is table of content, second is executive summary. Now, when you do any kind of project, you should have a basic understanding about that particular project, isn't it? So, for example, you if you want to watch a movie, if you are keen to watch a movie, what is the first thing that you do? If it is a new movie which is going to be released, you are going to watch it trailer, isn't it? Why are you watching the trailer? The trailer will give you a background. The trailer will help you know or identify what kind of theme line the movie has, what is its story, who are the characters, whether you are going to like that particular movie, concept of the movie is of your interest or not. So you are doing the background study. Similarly, when you are going to prepare for your interviews, whenever any company will share the JD, what are you going to do? You're going to do a background study of that organization. Wherever you do your internship, you should know the name of the organization, how old the organization is, what are the different segments into which they are working. Say, for example, if I talk about Reliance are working into thousands of different segments. Similarly, if I talk about Godrej, if I talk about Aditya Birla Group, if I talk about Tatas, they are into different verticals. They are into home appliances, they are into cement manufacturing, they are into steel, they are into automobile, they are into consumer durables, they are again into networking. There are different verticals into which they are working. Now you need to identify about the organization, which vertical you were associated, and what did you learn. What did you learn will be the part of objective of the study. What is it that you wanted to inquire? What is it that you wanted to explore? What is it that you have tried to find during the tenure of your internship? I repeat, objective means aim. What is the main purpose behind joining any organization as an intern? What are your main goals? What are your main aims? What are your main objectives behind joining the internship program? That will be mentioned under the segment objective of study. Now, As we have already discussed, the study methodology, you're going to present your report, could be qualitative, could be quantitative. Now, let me once again explain what is qualitative, what is quantitative. Now, qualitative talks about any kind of content that you write in words. It will be comprising of different paragraphs. You are presenting your experiences in words. That is called as qualitative. Now, many times it happens that when you were engaged with customers and clients, whatever job that you have done can be presented in quantitative way. Say, for example, you were asked to make a call. You were working to engage their customers and clients, or you were collecting feedback about the product that was launched by the organization. So, what will be your job? You are going to make a call. You are not just going to make a call, you're going to even collect the feedback. So that feedback, whether it is good or bad, how many of have liked the product and how many of them dislike the product, what are their choices, what are their interests, what are you doing? You are trying to collect the information and then present that information either in the form of graph, table, pie chart, line graph, etc. That can be considered as quantified study, called as quantitative. I repeat, your methodology may vary. It could be qualitative, it could be quantitative. Qualitative will happen when you are trying to know more, explore more, and then write about your experiences in words. When you write the content, when you write the project report, everything in words, that is called as qualitative. When maximum of your report is in the form of table, charts, graph, and other like graphical representation, then we call it as quantitative. But in fact, if you ask me, your study will be a combination of qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative, remember, quality means the kind of content that you are sharing. When we say quantitative, it means the information that we are presenting in the form of table, graphs, and other graphical like ways. For example, it can be in the form of pictures, which can be considered as pictograph. All right. Now, once when the study is done, you will find, you are going to do lots of finding. You will find out the different answers to the different questions, and then you are going to write your observation. Finding means you are trying to explore problem and their solution. You are having a question, trying to find answer to its question, and then you're going to present your opinion. So please remember, finding and observations are those which will be the major part of your report. So please remember, boys and girls, objective of the study, and then please and then keep this in your mind that we are not going to send you on your internship program without any support. Whenever you go for an internship program, your corporate mentors are going to help you, and in the college, your faculty mentors will also support you. So you will get a proper understanding about this when you are pursuing your third trimester subject called research methodology. But right now, when we talk about a basic report will start from table of content, a brief summary, a basic background of the study, objective of the study, then methodology that you are going to apply, what are the common things that you have identified, what are your findings, what are your observation, if there are any recommendations, if there are any solid conclusions that you are coming, that you are drawing, that you're going to mention in recommendation, and all the supportive documents. Remember the word supportive document we have used when we were talking about letters. Say, for example, if you're applying for a job, you have to add your resume. Your resume is a supportive document. When you are applying for PGDM course, you have to add, or you should have the supportive documents like your 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, graduation final semester, all these semesters or the year's mark sheet, along with migration certificate. So these are very, very important, and you have to keep this in your mind whenever we talk about annexure. Annexures are those which are those supportive documents which you cannot include in the mid of the report, but you have to present it at the end, wherein it will talk about the documents which are supporting, which are in support to whatever you have studied, whatever you have found, whatever observations that you have made, or whatever conclusions that you have drawn. So please keep this in your mind. If you are talking about a report, the report will have table of content, summary, background of study, objective behind that particular study, study methodology, findings and observation, recommendation, and annexure. Annexure means all those parts of supportive documents which are to be included at the end. In case if I say you said that you have made a call to 100 people, and out of 100, 60 said that the product is good and 40 said that the product is not good. Now I may ask you to show me the proof. You're not going to include that proof in the finding and observation. Those proofs will be included in annexure. In the annexure, you will mention all the name of 100 people and their opinion. But yes, when you are writing the findings and observation, you will quote annexure 1, annexure 2, annexure 3, annexure 4. So number of annexures will be included at the end. Details will be marked at the end. Only the important key points will be mentioned under the segment finding and observation or recommendation or study methodology. Clear with everyone? Now, moving ahead, when we talk about the key steps, now, when we talk about findings and observation, this is very, very important. Please remember, whatever information that you find, you need to evaluate. Now, if I talk about this planet Earth, it is filled with numerous information. There is data everywhere. How do you know what data to be collected? What is relevant, what is irrelevant, what is authentic, what is unauthentic, what is authoritative. That is what Ankit was asking. Authoritative facts and figures. How will I know what is authoritative facts and figures which are verified, which are proved? Say for example, if you are purchasing a mobile phone, you have purchased the mobile phone and the bill is generated, but without the stamp and signature of that particular outlet. Can you prove it as evidence? Can you say that I have purchased the mobile from so and so organization, or from so and so showroom, or from so and so service center? No, you cannot, because it has no genuinity. And what is the genuinity that is missing? It is not properly signed or verified, or there is no stamp. That is the reason why whenever you purchase any laptop, if you are purchasing like a personal computer, that is PC, or even if you purchase a mobile phone, you will see after the bill is generated, they mark their initial, they verify it, and then stamp is also marked. Similarly, when you go to purchase at V2 and all, you might have seen when you are walking out of the showroom, when you are walking out of the mall, the person whosoever is at security check, they supervise, they check it, and then they mark it. Either they punch it, they stamp it, or they mark verified, right? So that is very, very important. Why? Because once when you're finding the information, you should know the information that you are finding is relevant or not. How are you going to do that? By evaluating the information. There is a three-step process. You should remember these three steps. Finding information first, you should collect as much information as you can. After collecting the complete information, you should evaluate what is correct, what is incorrect, what is required, what is not required. And then you should process. Now, even out of required, even out of authentic, even out of genuine, you may require only a piece. Say, for example, if you are talking about Tata, Tata is a big, big entity. You are working as an intern with Tata Titan. Now, Titan, if I talk about Titan, Titan is again a big, big segment wherein they are into three different things. They are into watches, they are again in specs, they are also into designer watch. So, what segment did you talk about? So, you have to process it, you have to identify what are genuinely required by you. So there is always a three step. So first you should collect as many data, as much data as you can. After collecting the data, you have to evaluate, you have to see what is required, what is not required. And again, even after evaluation, you should know what is required for my report, process it, and then accordingly furnish it in the report. Now, this is very, very important. This slide is genuinely very important because this will help you to understand whenever we talk about data collection, it is done from two different sources, primary and secondary. When I said secondary, secondary is all the documents that are available. Could be on website, could be in the government offices, could be on the research gate or any of the research portals, could be the records which are maintained by the government, could be maintained by the organization, could be maintained by the people. So something or the other that is already maintained and you are collecting from other sources. This is therefore called as secondary. But moment once when we talk about primary, primary can be collected from in three different ways. One is questionnaire. I don't know how many of you were part of questionnaire, but whenever you are watching YouTube channels regularly, if you watch YouTube channel, they will ask you sample survey. They ask you few questions. What are they doing? They are sharing a questionnaire and then they ask you to answer it. Many a times when you purchase when you walk into a mall, when you are coming out of mall, they will ask you what kind of interest you have towards car. Say for example, if you are walking, they may say, sir, which car do you own, what is its capacity, what is its mileage, whether you are looking for a change or not. So they'll ask you different questions. So questions, if somebody is asking about questionnaire, remember questionnaires are those which is a pool of questions which will have a number of questions to help you to identify or to reach your objective. Through those questions, you will come to know whether you are fulfilling or meeting those objectives or not. Now, how can you share the questionnaire? You can either email it or you can personally go to different places, ask questions, and collect it. All right. Please remember, questionnaire means a common question that will be asked to everyone. Then comes interviewing. Interview is like one-on-one, wherein you are going to ask either in structured or unstructured way. When I say structured, structured means same questions that you are asking to everyone. I repeat, in interview, when you ask question to people, you are asking same questions. Say, for example, if you are attending an interview with me, Niru is asking question, what is your name? Introduce yourself. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Why you want to join our organization? If I am asking the same question to all the students, to Aradhana, to Nidhi, to Dayakant, to Farid, to Badi Usman, to every student, if I ask the same question, that means I am asking structured, or the kind of interview that I'm conducting is structured. But in case if I'm asking different questions based on the introduction given, if I ask different questions to different candidates, then it will be considered or called as unstructured. Then third is observation. We observe a lot, isn't it? We observe people. Say, I don't know how many of you have interest of traveling, but when you're traveling, and particularly if you travel by train, there are different people who sit or the one who are there in your bogie. Now, in the same bogie, in the same coach, you will see people who start talking. Each person will have their own opinion. If they are talking about politics, they start talking at length about the different politicians, whether they are doing good things or bad things. And then you can come to know by their observation, by observing them, what party they are liking, what kind of politicians do they like, what are their interest and disinterest. So what did you do? You have observed by participating in the sense you were also part of those speeches or communication. Many a times we are silent observer. We don't participate, but we just observe them. We just sit in the corner and observe and try to find out what are they saying. That is called as non-participant. So please remember the data that we are going to collect for our report could be collected in two ways, could be primary or secondary. The primary resources could be through questionnaire, through interview, or through observation. When we say questionnaire, it is a same set of questions which we can email to people or which we can collect from the different sources. When we talk about interview, it is one-to-one interaction. Again, you may ask structured question or you may ask unstructured question. And then comes observation. When you are observing, you can participate to know more about the person, or you can even be a silent observer by non-participating in the communication to get the information that is shared among the people. All right. So when we talk about these points, the final is executive summary. As I've said, please remember, summary means from top to bottom of your report. The report that you're going to present could be of 100 pages, 200 pages, 300 pages. Nobody will have time to read the complete report. What are you going to do if you really want a person who should read your 100 pages report? You have to prepare an executive summary. What do we understand by executive summary? Executive summary will include all the important points like the background of study in just 3 to 4 lines, the study methodology that you are applying, either qualitative or quantitative, the kind of data collection that you are using, is it primary or secondary? Even if it is primary, what are the sources that you are applying? If it is secondary, what are the sources that you are applying? If you talk about objective, what is the objective? What are your basic findings? What are your basic observations? What are your recommendations and conclusion? If you are going to present each and everything in not more than in not more than 500 words, that is called as executive summary. In executive summary, in 1 or 2 lines, you're going to talk about the complete report. And so therefore, whenever you are preparing executive summary, please make sure that it is brief. Brief means very, very short, simple, clear to understand. It must cover complete points, all the relevant points. That is the study, background, objective, finding and observation, recommendations, everything should be included in the executive summary. It must compulsorily cover conclusion and recommendation, because most of the time people want to see what is the conclusion that you have derived, what is the recommendation that you are sharing. That is the reason you should include, or it is must to include conclusion and recommendation even in executive summary. And remember, it is summary, so therefore you're going to write only in bullet points the conclusions that you have derived or the recommendations that you're going to give. Whatever paragraphs that you are writing, it must be either in brief, crisp language, very, very lucid, and make sure that if it is going to be a lengthy paragraph, then break it into bullet points. Finally, apply the rule of precise writing. What do we understand by precise writing? Repetition of words, repetition of sentences, repetition of thoughts and action should be eliminated. If you are repeating anything, avoid repetition. Use one word substitution for lengthy sentences if available. Try to identify keywords and present only the keywords instead of explaining completely the keywords. So always remember, repetition should be avoided. Try to write it in brief, in short, in simple, so that once when someone is reading your executive summary, they should feel excited. They should feel, wow, such a beautiful summary. I am now keen to know more about what he or she has presented in the report. So please remember, that is the reason I said, though we are going to write the executive summary at the end, still you're going to present it in the report before presenting the background of study. That means immediately after table of content, the thing that you're going to present is executive summary. So when we are going to follow these steps, you will see automatically your report writing skills will be improved and you're going to reach up to the proper conclusion. That's all in this particular chapter. I am going to share the video recording of today's class on your email ID. In case if you could not understand anything, I request you all to kindly go through the same. If you are having any doubts, don't hesitate in asking. All right. We are going to have once again a class tomorrow. And in tomorrow's class, we are going to talk about another topic which is related to the presentation. Immediately after your report, what are you going to do? You're going to present, isn't it? You should have presentation skill. So, what are the common things that we should keep in our mind whenever we are talking about presentation would be discussed tomorrow. All right. I request you all to kindly mark your attendance in the chat box so that I can capture the same and mark your attendance. Any doubts, as I said, not to hesitate in asking, don't hesitate in questioning, and please be genuine in your thoughts. All right. God bless you all. Take care of yourself. I hope everybody has marked their attendance. Did we all mark the attendance? If yes,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you very much. Okay, dear. God
Thank you,
bless
ma'am.
you all. God bless you, dear. Take care of
Thank you, ma'am.
yourself, everyone,
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
have a wonderful day. God bless you,
Have,
dear.
Thank
God
you, ma'am.
bless everyone.
have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you, Betaji. Thank you.
Thank
Sorry,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Actually, ma'am,